27 will start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Todd.
With the honor, this is optional. If you would need an invitation, if you'd like to join me, feel free to bow your head. Our Lord, our God, we thank you for all the blessings you showered on upon us each and every day. Lord, thank you for the blue skies, the sunshine, and the beautiful fall colors. Lord, we appreciate the township we live in. We appreciate all those in it that make this township great. Lord, we thank you for all those that volunteer their time and their talents to help with elections, work in our office, as a firefighter, our EMTs, our law enforcement. Lord, we pray that you watch over all those folks and keep them safe. Lord, we pray that you grant us wisdom. We pray to approach each situation and each person with humility, understanding, and grace. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Nancy?
Jim?
Here.
Cy?
Here.
Henry?
Here.
Jessica? Here. Steve?
Here.
Todd?
Here.
David?
Here.
You have a call?
Motion to approve the minutes for October 13, please. So moved. Supported. It's been moved and supported. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Approval of bills 19,564 through 94 and EFT 894 through 897. So moved. Been moved. Has it been supported? It has been. All those in favor say aye. Aye. There are no reports to receive, and so public comment. Oh, come on up.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity that you have given me to come this evening to encourage people to vote on November 4th for the upcoming village election here in Rockford. My father graduated from Fairland High School in Fairland, Oklahoma. Not many have heard of Fairland High School, and that's for good reason. My father's graduating class was 14 students. Even though it was a small town and a small high school, my father was very proud of his school. It provided him with a sense of community, and it prepared him for the next step in his life. Every summer when I was young, we would visit Fairland, and he would proudly show me around the high school. And as a young boy, I loved that school. What that community did for my father, Rockford does for its students. The school district provides both community and opportunity. But building a community and providing opportunities require resources of time, effort, and money. We don't often talk about the money that it takes to run school districts. We instead focus on our children and our students because we want them to feel part of something bigger than themselves, and we recognize that our children are worth the cost. But the truth is, high-quality schools that create the community and offer a wide variety of opportunities in outstanding facilities take money to make it all work. This November, our Rockford voters will have the opportunity to go to the polls to vote on a key piece of our district's financial balance sheet. In order for our balance sheet to remain healthy, our district is asking voters to renew our current bond millage rate, which is 7 mils. Renewing the bond millage rate at 7 mils will allow our district to continue maintaining and improving our facilities, our technology, and our buses. This relieves the district of having to support these projects through the general fund. The state of Michigan supports the basic education of its students. It provides a per-pupil foundation for each student in the district. 80% of the funding that we get from the state goes to people. Teachers, bus drivers, custodians, administrative assistants, paraprofessionals, and administrators. That leaves 20% for supplies, gas for the buses, utilities for the buildings, paper for the copiers, and so on. The state of Michigan does not allow school districts to raise revenue with a general fund. What the state of Michigan does allow is for school districts to raise money for facilities in Rockford. In Rockford, we have a strong record of supporting our facilities, technology, and buses through our villages. That support has allowed us to ensure that the general fund remains focused on supporting our people, and our villages support our buildings, technology, and buses. In 2018, the millage rate was 8.5 mils. In 2019, that was reduced to 7 mils. We're now asking for support to continue that millage rate at 7 mils. In doing so, we will generate $230 million over the next 10 years to support a wide variety of projects in our district. Those projects include air conditioning for all the remaining buildings, primarily the 6 of our 8 elementary buildings that do not have air conditioning in our early childhood center. Gyms for the 4 elementary buildings that do not have a separate gym. Electronic door locks for all interior classroom doors. Renovation and updating of the high school performing arts center. Building career and technical education facilities in collaboration with our community. Building the RAM Center, which will be an indoor turf facility surrounded by classrooms, a new VTR studio, a new graphic design studio, a new retail store which our students will run, and a new medical facility for either physical therapy or certified nurse assistant training. And adding a new RAM store, as I said, that will be run by our students. I've given you each kind of a highlight sheet on the millage that's coming up. It's kind of in 2 categories. One is really for our facilities and one is for some innovative opportunities for our students. More information is also available at rockfordschools.org, which is our district website. The renewal of this bond will continue a strong tradition in Rockford and do what Fairland, Oklahoma did for my father. Continue to build a community and create opportunities for our students.
Perfect, thank you very much.
So I thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely, thanks. Who's next?
Before anybody else comes up, I might, the speaker or for some reason the monitors aren't working. We have a technical glitch, so we're probably not streaming tonight. So you guys are the only one to get to see us. So we're fixing it. We'll fix that next week. So, anybody else?
Who's next? Nobody? No, nobody? All right.
Are we part of the comment now or the
Come on up if you have something to say.
Yep.
Jim, did you put on Facebook that we're not streaming tonight?
I just found it out just minutes ago, so I did not. So if you want
Do you want me to do so?
Name and address, please.
Akiko Flanders, 7975 Hickory Drive.
Yep.
And I'm here again to address the connector from Cannon Township to Rockford that is proposed to go through our road and speak to the disagreement with that development of the trail on our road. I believe that it was not clearly communicated. I believe that the funds that are going to that are not a good use of money. I believe that it does not enhance the neighborhood or the use of the trail. It's going to decrease the natural beauty and the establishment of the neighborhood, and there's no evidence to support providing a trail down that road as a connector. I gave you guys some emails, some information with regard to safety and showing you what our neighborhood looks like, and that's where I'll leave it at this point.
Okay, all right, thank you. Who's next?
I would like to talk about the bike trail, but I don't know if that's.
Come on up and say anything you want.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous to talk in front of people, so I have to try to throw it down.
No, yeah.
Good evening, members of the board, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. My name is Amanda Miller, and I live at 535 Royal Court. And I am directly next to the section of the school property where the proposed bike trail would run. I want to express my strong opposition to the current trail layout, specifically the portion that would come right along my backyard. While I completely understand and appreciate the goal of creating outdoor spaces for students and communities, this particular route poses serious issues for my home, my family, and my safety. The trail, as planned, would run essentially in my backyard. Once built, I would lose all sense of privacy and security to strangers walking or biking just a few feet away from my property line every day. That's not a reasonable burden for any homeowner to bear. We purchased our home only a few months ago with no knowledge that this trail was being planned. Not your fault, but had we known, we have not purchased this property because we are losing all the privacy that made this home so appealing in the first place. In fact, one home on our street sold their home recently because of this project. And then others are seriously discussing doing the same. Please don't make us feel like we have to move because of this trail. I know it's often said that trails increase property value, and that may be true in some cases, but not when a trail runs literally in the backyard. In this situation, it feels more like an intrusion, not an amenity. It also creates safety concern for both my family and trail users. I have 2 large dogs who currently enjoy time in our backyard. With the public trail running so close with no fence, it would be unsafe for both my dogs and trail users. My dogs will naturally react to people and bikes passing by their territory, and there simply is no way to guarantee anyone's safety or comfort in this situation. Additionally, this proposed path would run along the edge of the school's playground. It doesn't seem safe or appropriate. Mixing public trail traffic with the area where children are playing introduces real safety and security issues. It increases exposure to strangers near a children's play space, something we should all want to avoid. I brought a photo of myself standing on my deck so you can see firsthand just how this proposed trail would come in my backyard. As you can see, there would be almost no separation between my home and public path. It would be on my side toward the trees.
Say that again about the trees, because I see.
The trail would be on my side of the
Oh,
trees, not on the other side.
the trail would
Basically where the
be-
leaves are, there would be,
You mean the school property?
it is a school property, correct? But there is no separation between the trail and the trees and the school, like, it's in the backyard.
So the trees would be between the trail and the school?
The trees would be in between the trail and the school. The bike path would be on my side of the trees, which is the school's property, I do know that.
It is?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
I've also included a second photo showing an alternate route that I'm proposing. It would be safer, more practical, and more cost-effective. I believe is a better option. Using the sidewalk that already exists and would save the township money. The trail could simply use the existing sidewalk along Cortland and then turn adjacent to Keys Road below the power lines on the other side of Meadow Ridge. Homeowners would not be affected, would be avoid the playground entirely, and would save the township money by utilizing infrastructure that already exists. If this option isn't possible, which I don't see why, you could use the sidewalk in Portland and then turn down Keys and attach the trail where you have going to Loon Park. But I know you're trying to avoid being on the street, so that's why I'm proposing we'll see my first picture underneath the power lines.
What
That's
about-
not
I'm
really
sorry,
any,
The what about the power?
there's power lines, right, where you'll see the red
Yeah, you
line.
can't run under the power lines because you can't get an easement from Consumers Energy.
Okay, to my understanding, I did have someone look into that, and they said that they're.
No, we did, we looked into it many times. And I keep bringing it up because honestly, I'd love to run the power line all the way over to Little Park. That would be the best. But that also would be in other people's backyards, but we can't get an easement.
There is, trees, it wouldn't be in someone's backyard, because there's a big low trees,
I'm just telling you,
still
we
give
can't
them
get an easement.
privacy.
So,
Okay, I did have someone look into it, and they said that,
that's not true.
okay,
100% not true.
okay, then you can run it
Well,
still
wait a
along
minute,
Keys.
She said she had someone look at it, we don't know if that's true.
I'm just saying,
You had someone look into it,
Yes.
right? So I think there's a disagreement about whoever you have.
whoever they had, I'm just telling you, we did find a new engineering firm, looked into it, and they wouldn't grant us an easement.
I get it.
We were already running the trail down Keys, so then my second proposal would be keeping the sidewalk, which already currently is on Portland, and then coming down Keys, which you're already planning on doing eventually, a short time later. And then they're not affecting all the homes that it's going around and the playground. I want to be clear, I'm not against having a trail in general. I support the project and promote outdoor recreation and community access. This particular route is not safe, not respectful of neighboring properties, and the most cost-effective option. However, if there's no other option, the trail must be built and proposed. I respectfully ask that the township to protect the homeowners by installing a fence or substantial natural barriers such as dense landscaping or restore some sort of privacy, the safety of adjacent properties, including my own. This would be a fair and responsible compromise that would mitigate the impact of affected homeowners. I urge the board to reconsider the proposed layout and explore the alternative route along Portland and Keys Road. It's a logical, safer, and more practical, more respectful, and better aligned with the community needs. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. When is this coming before us? When is that? Is that November 10th?
November 10th.
So we're having a meeting, we're considering this on November 10th.
We are, and I should mention to, and Melissa, I appreciate you coming tonight. This section here is actually, that's all Rockford School's property, and that was Rockford School's decision to put it there. So that's where they want it, it's their property.
I understand, I just feel like you can think of all the homeowners that you're affecting as well.
I get that. But you did say you enjoy the trail, and if you did move it, it'd be in these neighbors' backyards, right?
It wouldn't be in the backyard if we moved it over by the power lines, no.
I'm just saying, all right, thank you.
It would still be on the school's
All right.
property on the other side of the trees.
Make sure you come back November
It would
10th.
be here.
I'm sure you will. We expect you to. Who's next?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Who did you speak with at Consumers, if it is a possibility?
I did, and I had a lawyer look into it.
And what did they find?
Did they talk to consumers? Did the lawyer talk to consumers?
He mentioned it, but he said that there was no reason why it shouldn't be.
We were going down that road on a couple different occasions, actually. So many years ago, like I said, we were looking to punch through that center of that section, because one of our initiatives is always try to keep the trail off the road as much as possible.
Right. So that's why I was.
Yeah, so we really looked at that, running that from Luton through that easement, and we couldn't get it. That was many years ago, and I brought it up again as early as about a year and a half ago. Said, we really have to look at that again and take another run at it, and we got shot down a second time. So Consumers Energy is not interested. We have to actually get two easements. We have to get an easement from the landowner, because part of that backyard, and then we have to get an easement from consumers. And the fact that there's two easements we have to get eliminated that opportunity. So.
Well, you can run it down Keys is the other option here, which is a very short cut, also goes to people's front yards, but I feel like the front is better than someone's back.
We could, but again, our goal is to try to get off the road as much as possible, and Rockford Schools wants it there. So that's why.
We'll talk about all this on November 10th. We can talk about it as much as you want now, but, so who's next? Anybody want to
I
talk?
got another comment on the trail.
Okay.
I'm John O'Neill, I'm across from Eco and Jim Landers, I'm at 79763.
Okay.
I would propose, I know the idea is to get it off the road, and I know there's a lot of forces behind this being part of the North Country Trail and DNR money, and I'm making some assumptions there, but I would consider putting a painted dash line on the road. Our road is actually quite wide. It's wider than your standard county road, and we have 6 houses on it, 7 houses on it. So it's dead end road. There's no plans to put the road through. There's big parcels at the end of the cul-de-sac. So I would just respectfully ask you to consider that to preserve our kind of rural feel there, being across from Newton Park. Maybe you can save that money and put it towards making the road along, or the trail along Myers Lake safer. I know there's been some pushback with the county on that. You know, my kids use the trail, I use the trail almost every day. I'm probably I probably use it almost as much as anybody in Canton Township. I sometimes use it multiple times a day, running or biking, or walking. So, yeah, just ask you to consider that.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Jim Planters, 7975 Hickory Drive. I agree with John. We're neighbors. It's a small community, it's a cul-de-sac, there's 6 homes there. We rarely get traffic down the road. Most of it is those that live there. So I just don't see the need to put an 8-foot trail next to a road that really doesn't get used that much. And I add that when the trail did go in, I reached out to the township. Joe Gavin was in your position. I emailed them, and he responded back that they really didn't know what they were going to do. Which I believe them, and I'm sure that was the case, but when you have a trail at the end of your cul-de-sac, it sort of tells you you're doing something, right? And that all happened in 2020. And I haven't gotten an update since then until I got a letter in mid to late July that something's happening. And it included a site plan of where the trail was going to go in. So it's just frustrating that there wasn't engagement for 6 years, 5 years, calling it 6 because I know that a lot of this was triggered by the development. And at that point, you knew the trail was coming toward their neighborhood. I'm not opposed to the trail. I would just wish that you would reach out to the community of 6 and just engage us during the design process. We've had surveyors. I know I've had neighbors that have been contacted separately, which is fine. It wasn't my property, it didn't involve me, but at some point it did. So the transparency I think was lacking in a lot of ways, and I would hope that you would engage us further on design. And I'll just bring up John's comment again, a painted line on the road. Because our kids play on the road and we don't have any issues. Mine are grown, you know, I just don't see the need for it. And it would be a savings where you could take those dollars and establish trails elsewhere.
Has the rec committee considered putting the thing in the road?
Yeah, for safety reasons, we won't do it. When there's a road right away on the side there, that's public property, road right away, and this is all gonna be road right away, private property.
And do I understand this, that taking it down this road is not because that road is busy, that's the way
It's the
to get
connector
it.
to Luton Park.
Right.
The trail ends at their cul-de-sac. We gotta go a block and a half to Luton Park.
And my understanding was that wasn't your first choice.
No, it wasn't. Our first choice is actually go behind John's house.
What's the evidence? I mean,
Where's the what?
there's no evidence for the safety. Whenever you have a plan, like
There
this
is.
is called evidence-based practice, and there's no evidence to
There
validate
actually
the
is
claim.
evidence.
And so there's 7 houses that are being impacted by an 8-foot trail that is proposed on a 27-foot wide cul-de-sac road. The only people that drive there are the people that live there. Sometimes there's a visitor, sometimes there's packages delivered. There's no evidence to speak to a safety concern. There's plenty of areas on the North Country Trail that utilize the road to connect parts of the trail. So if we're speaking to the North Country Trail, there's all kinds of places where you have to follow a road to connect to the next part of the trail that are much more traveled, that are much more dangerous, that are a much greater hazard than the proposing.
Where is it?
The North Country Trail goes down Honey Creek.
Oh.
So there's places that it is crossing roads in many places. So to say that we're using it to make a safety of the trail to come down Hickory Drive is not an evidence-based claim. There's no evidence to show that it is a safety hazard. There's been no survey, no information, nothing. There's no data to back a claim.
Is that true?
That is true.
No, it's not.
Where is the data
Our
to back
engineering
the
firm,
claim?
Heidi Newhoff, did extensive.
Where is the data
They have
and
designed
the
over 500
information
miles of trails in West
to
Michigan.
back your claim? There is no data, there's no information to back the claim.
Well, okay.
I've asked for data to back the claim, there's no information, there's no
She's not
evidence,
asking for information.
there's no,
This is getting
there is
a
no
little-
evidence to back the claim, and if there's a concern, and the
So-
previous commentary,
so keep going. I
and
wanna
the
tell
previous
you-
commentary,
Next week is really
when
not
you were
such a
speaking
discussion.
to the safe, I was talking.
You already talked, you had your.
I'm not done.
You
In
had
a previous
your-
conversation, we were talking about the safety on Hickory Drive, and I was
Right.
speaking to our kids, and
Yeah, we
the
heard that.
response back was, we don't care about your kids, we
Who
care
said
about the
that?
other people coming down the road.
What?
And that the
Who
issue
said that we
was
don't care about your
on, and that
kids?
the issue was that Keys
This is
Drive,
getting
and
ridiculous.
Hang on.
the issue was Keys Road was the concern, because of crossing Keys Road. If we're concerned about crossing Keys Road, why don't we put a line and then put a speed limit sign? The greater concern
We
is that
can't do that
people.
because it's a county road.
Okay, well, that's the concern. I don't know what kind of improvement or what it's gonna address to put a big trail down this road. There's no evidence to show that it's gonna make any kind of change.
Any channel that's gonna connect to Wood Park, and that's.
But the road is, if we're speaking to safety, and if we're considering the community and people making comments that they want to maintain and preserve the natural environment, we want to be fiscally conservative with our dollars and make something, we would prefer to have the trails and the things that we have maintained.
We are.
To take money to put in this trail on a neighborhood that has 7 homes on a cul-de-sac does not make any sense, and there's no evidence to back the claim that there's a
Okay.
safety concern on the
Can you
road.
provide evidence of the safer foot trail on the road?
I can.
Let's say you can provide evidence of the safer foot trail
Well,
on
I'm
the
gonna
road.
give you an example. It's been 5 years and nothing's happened.
What do you mean?
The trail's been in place for 5 years and the people have been in the road using it.
Oh, I see what you mean. So kids have been playing in your street for 5 years.
No, I'm saying people have been using the trail and we haven't had an incident on our roads where we had a vehicular accident with a pedestrian.
Wait a minute, I'm missing something. What is this, what does your road have to do with the trail right now?
So the trail has been in our cul-de-sac, at the bottom of our cul-de-sac.
Right,
For
okay.
5 years.
Okay.
And my point is there hasn't been an incident on our road of having an accident. So they're saying,
Is that because people are using the trail?
I'm just saying, they're going from the end of the trail to Luton on our road. They've been doing it for 5 years.
Oh, they've already been using your road as though.
Sorry, I wasn't explaining it correctly.
No, I didn't get, right, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, that's my point, is that we haven't had an issue. So it just feels a bit heavy-handed to put the trail in and then not to engage us as you're designing.
Well, I think that what we're gonna do is, can you, Todd, when we talked about this on the 11th, can we bring the
10th?
Huh? The 10th? Bring the evidence that we have that shows you should.
Brian and Newhoff will be here.
Yeah.
They will go through all of that.
Yeah, all right, good. All right, thank you. Who's next? You clap. Do you have something to say? You can if you want. You don't have to. Yeah. Yeah, because I saw you clap. If you want to say something.
Because I totally agree with it. I live on that same street.
Can you come up and just name and address, please?
I don't have really more to add than
No, that's fine then.
My name is Steve Carpenter, 7871 Hickory Drive.
So you're on that too, okay?
Yes.
I just didn't know if you had an opinion, but I wanted to make sure you were welcome up here. Okay.
I just figured that the trail has been there for 5 years. The whole time we had a meeting with Todd Olson, which was probably an hour and a half. We had the meeting in the middle of the road. A car never drove by. There are kids playing in the road. It's a dead-end road with almost no traffic. I'm gonna have 2 borders completely of my property.
You're gonna have 2 what? I'm sorry.
The trail is gonna run down the border of my property and 2 complete sides.
I see. So,
And the road has almost no traffic. This has all been said already. I don't see any reason why you can't preserve the beauty, especially the homes that are closer to the road than ours. And not cut down the trees, and not have a trail run people's front yards. And the road is obviously safe. Todd, if you think there's safety concerns, there's a lot of other roads that have had fatal accidents on them, and there are no trails there. Our road has never had an accident, period. I rode 99% of the time, there's not a single thing on that road.
right.
So I totally disagree with your supposed safety concerns and see no reason why we can't just put a line down the side of the road. They've been using it for 5 years without any problem, without any lines. I see no reason why you couldn't just put a bike trail line, save the township a bunch of money to use somewhere else. It's basically what my neighbor.
How wide, sorry, how wide is that road?
27 feet.
27 feet?
Like that road with very, very light traffic on it. And you're gonna be running trails through people that live, people's homes that are close to the road, cutting down the trees.
Are there gonna be a lot of trees?
Absolutely unnecessary.
No, there's no trees.
There's a lot of trees that are going to be.
I have a dozen on my property.
But it appears that Todd has made up his mind.
Well, the board has.
When it obviously wasn't a safety concern, when he was staying on the road, he still says it's a safety concern. Then he says, well, we want a separated trail. Well, maybe the separated trail is the real reason. And then he talks about Amazon drivers that haven't had drug tests driving 100 miles an hour, I'll quote you, down our road, which is an absolute ridiculous statement. In my mind, you guys made up your mind. And he'll tell you whatever he needs to tell you. He told us this is good for us. We don't want it, but it's good for us. Our home will be worth more. I hope to stay in my home. And worth more, that just means you're going to tax me more. I'm not interested in my home's value. I'm interested in not having an unnecessary trail through everybody's front yard.
Well, we're gonna be talking about this on the 10th. Brian and Newhoff will be here. You know, I know I haven't made my mind up, and I don't think anybody, can't speak for anybody, but I would doubt everybody's made their mind up, because we don't do that till we get all the evidence. Todd knows more about it than we do, because he's worked with it. But on the 10th, everybody's gonna have a chance to talk again, but the engineer will be here. If there was a way to work something out that will be safe, I have a problem putting kids in a road, I will just tell you, fundamentally, I just do. Maybe it would work here, I don't know, I want to hear it from our engineer. But just the idea of the township sanctioning something, putting kids in a road, even if it's not a busy road, if it's a cul-de-sac road, I need to hear from the engineer on that. Because, you know, the thing about I don't know the names of these trails, I just know where Honey Creek, you know, I know what I'm talking, all that, but the trail that we're talking about, where is that goes down the road?
So it's the Hickory Drive, it's a little L-shaped block and a half cul-de-sac.
Oh, I thought, okay.
It's just across the street from.
No, I know this, but she said Honey Creek. Did she say
Isn't that the North Country Trail?
Yeah, North Country Trail, that's what I'm talking about.
It takes loops all over.
Where is that?
It's all over. I mean,
Yeah, North Country Trail goes, I mean, it's one of the largest contiguous trails in the United States.
Oh, that's not our, like, our.
No.
Oh, okay, I didn't, all right, I was wondering, okay.
This trail is part of North Country Trail.
As part of
It goes through the state game area, it comes up through here, goes up the new trail that you just built,
So that's the big name for the whole deal.
through Loon Park, and
I didn't know.
it's on county roads, it's
So-
on sidewalks, it's on trails, it is what it is.
Okay, so, our engineer, Post,
Scott Post.
Scott Post, he's our engineer, he will be here on the 10th. And, what we're gonna do in that meeting is, we will have public comment, as we always do, in the beginning and at the end, but what we're also gonna do on this is let you, we will invite you to speak up while we're listening to this ourselves, rather than in the beginning, and then you gotta wait and remember your question till the end. If you raise your hand, we're all gonna behave ourselves, but raise your hand and everybody will be heard from, okay? Because you should be able to ask the question, nobody does it this way, by the way, but you should be able to ask your question while you're thinking about it and while the engineer's talking about it. As long as we promise to act politely and civilly, it'll all work out just fine, okay? But I want to hear from the engineer too. I mean, I never liked the idea of, because in the very beginning, when we put this first part of this trail back here, we went down through Dick's Farm. Oh my gosh, same thing. I mean, people were very upset. And then they all liked it, right? And there are a lot of areas where it does go in the road right away. And I know, at least I think I do, that this was not the first choice of the rec committee to recommend this, right? What you're proposing here, right?
This one actually was in place because the trail terminates at Hickory, so we've got to get to Luton. We've been working with Luton for years.
I thought there was, I thought originally though you were thinking about, but you couldn't get easements.
That's right. Well, you're thinking of Luton Park.
Oh, that part of it?
Yeah, the west of Luton
We
Park.
have enough trails in this town. All right, so November 10th, but we're not limiting it now, so anybody that has any more to say, you can come up. Anybody? Nobody? So come. Might as well.
This is just throwing the support behind a bike lane. My name's Al Feinauer. I'm on 7944 Hickory Drive. I've lived there the longest. Moved in 1994. And honestly, the amount of traffic, as you've heard, I've been beating, a horse to death here, but small block and a half. And a lot of people have trail coming off the road, even though it's your right of way, is going to disrupt, especially the homes on that side of the street. So.
No, I get it. So what we should do is that marked at all? Where it's going to be out there?
Survey?
No, I know, I'm sure it's been surveyed.
It's been surveyed. No, it's not marked.
It's not marked, because I think that what board members before the 10th ought to do is go out there and look at it to see.
I'll put a map together.
Can you?
Yeah. What do you do as a group? Or you want to do?
No, I don't want to do it as a group.
Okay, so then I
I
would
think we have to.
Oh, you guys have to
notice that.
So I will put a map together to show you exactly where the routes. Well, actually, I got it's right there on the front desk.
Yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll go out there as a group. We're just gonna go ahead and vote on it without telling anybody. There's your transparency. No, I think individually, we should all go out there and look at it. And I mean, I'm open, I haven't certainly made my mind up. I live on a private drive just south of here, and I know we don't, it's probably the same kind of deal. We've got like, what do we have, 10 or 11 houses back there, but I get it, but we have to, when the engine, you talk about best practices, that's what our engineer is going to tell us, and we do have to listen to the professionals. So if the engineer says you can't put kids in streets, I don't know. We'll see what we can work out though, because we're open-minded. I know you feel like some can make up their mind. I haven't, and I don't think, I don't know. I know I haven't, so, okay? Who else? Anything? You don't believe me, do you?
No,
That's okay.
I do not. I think their mind is all made, or maybe not you.
I'm not.
I think some people's minds are all made up. I don't think that, I almost didn't come tonight because I don't feel like my voice is going to mean anything, but I wanted to support my neighbors. And it is going all the way down our east end of our property, and now it's going to cut into our front yard all the way.
How big are these, sorry, but how big are these parcels? How big are your yards?
They're 2 acres at least.
Yeah, ours is 3.
But some of the homes are very close to the road.
Okay. On the side where this thing is gonna go, how close are those houses to the road? Where this trail is gonna go?
You guys know how close you are?
60 foot, I'm guessing, to the
From the house to the street?
property line.
Well, what about to the street?
I don't know, I have to look.
Whatever it is, yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm gonna drive out there.
so, I would add that I probably have a dozen trees that are gonna get affected by it.
Well, I heard they're not gonna cut the trees down.
There's a couple, but he's got some pine trees that will be in close proximity to the trail, but they're not removing those pine trees.
Are they removing the branches?
If you cut a pine tree in half, those branches don't
We're not
grow
cutting
back.
anything
It's
in half.
going to be a half of a pine tree.
For,
That's, come on.
no,
I have, my driveway is, I think it's about 600 feet long, and there's an overhead that goes down along it. And consumers came in to remove the tree, parts of trees that are near the wires, and I'm just gonna come down now because they look ridiculous. So they have the trees.
but for the board's benefit, and Jim, you remember when we talked about it, we went to the Kane County Road Commission, worked with them to see if we could, at the end of the trail there, move it just slightly closer to the road by the stop sign to avoid your pine trees. So we are not touching your pine trees, we are not cutting any branches, so what Scott Post is telling me.
So it's not just the pine trees. So I have oaks, I have maples, I have established cedar, that they're gonna get, the cedar's gonna get infected, that's what we talked about when we were there with Scott. The other ones, the pines are gonna get trimmed for sure. Okay, well, I haven't seen a revised plan.
Okay, they're not.
Okay, but I wanted to see it. The oak and the maples, it's inside your drip line, so it's gonna cut the roots. So they're gonna get affected. I know
So
that
Scott Post will be here next time. He'll be the one that can address all that. He's got 30 years of experience working with trees. He can tell you exactly what's going to happen.
He's not an arborist. I work with an arborist. If I brought these concerns to him, and he says, yeah, it's gonna affect the tree. It may not kill them that summer, but down the road, it's gonna affect their health. So that's where I was going with the engagement with the design of the trail with the property owner. That hasn't happened for 6 years. And really before that, because they knew the development was coming, so they were permitting it. So when they were going through that permitting process, he knew the trail was coming. I had to find out when the trail was getting cut in the spring, that it was even coming to our neighborhood. And what I did as a property owner, I reached out to Joe Gavin to say, hey, what's going on? And I haven't had an answer in 6 years until mid-July, I get a letter. Hey, you got a trail coming right along your property. So that's the frustration, is you could have engaged us in a different way besides.
I know you feel that way, but we have engaged. I've been out to meet John on a couple different occasions because we were going to run on the east side of Hickory, and Scott Posterton went out there, and we were out there, 3 years ago, talking about going in your backyard?
I think it was last year.
No, it was a long time ago, because that got shot down pretty fast. We were hoping.
What got shot down?
We were gonna try to go just straight north, all the way to the Keys, and get an easement back there, because it's all nice woods.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That was your first choice.
That is the first choice. Okay.
That's what I thought, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, so when that got shot down, we had no choice but to go on to Hickory and go around. So, but one of the things we realized after meeting with you, John, out at your property and walking it and looking at it, is that the sight lines are better on the west side than the east side. So, we changed, and pivoted and went to the west side, which at that point, Jim, we had to do surveying. And once we got the surveying done and we knew that it would work and we understood what trees would be removed, how we could do it in the right of way, all that information, that next step immediately was then to contact you. I had Scott Post send all of you on that west side and that south side a letter with a snippet of the map. So you all knew. Then the next step was to come out and meet with you. So you can say that we didn't communicate with you. I don't know how we could have communicated any better.
Well, you're talking to my neighbor without discussing it with us.
Because it was on his side, not yours.
I understand, you're right, it was on his side.
No, it was on
And I
his side.
had no idea that it was even happening in my neighborhood at that point. I didn't know that John was gonna affect it, I didn't know Al was gonna get affected at that point. And we're six homes. So I don't understand, that's what's frustrating about this is, you know, I have to go over and tell Al and John that, hey, it's on my side. Like, oh, it is? We thought it was on our side. So, you know, the transparency and the communication is lacking. Like, it's coming through our neighborhood, and I just, because I live across the road, they don't know. And I didn't know because they lived across the road. So, you know, if you're gonna communicate with the neighborhood. Don't communicate individually with each group. And then come back to us on just one side and say, this is what we're doing. We're here tonight, both sides of the road, John and Al on the other side, because I think they're just as frustrated as I am, that you really haven't really been, we don't know what's happening until we get a letter out of nowhere, like, here's the plan.
So Jim, I know you're a project manager at Grand Valley.
I am.
And I know the process, you understand the process.
I do.
There's nothing to talk about until there's something to talk about. And until we had a plan, there was nothing to talk about. So we may find that there was something with the road right of way or any number of things that could stop that plan. There's no sense in talking to everyone on the what if possibility. That's why we have to go through the process to understand, is it going to work? And once we decide it's going to work, next up immediately was engage the neighbors.
Yes, I understand, sir, but when you, how many dead-end trails have you built? The trail is at the end of our neighborhood. Like, it's going somewhere, I'm sorry. There was an opportunity, and you missed it.
What did we miss?
I don't think we missed anything. There was nothing to talk about until we had a plan.
The point I'm making is it's a trail at the end of our, it's a quarter mile down the road, it's at the end of our cul-de-sac. It's clear the trail's gonna continue. I've got Luton on one side, I got a trail on the other. Like, everybody knows where it's going. And it's there for 6 years and nobody says anything. And then a month before this, you know, you come before it's gonna be discussed, they send us a letter. Like, I understand, I'm just saying.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're kind of repeating ourselves.
Sure.
So what we're gonna do on the 10th is, it's going to be a long meeting, I can tell, which is fine. But what we're gonna do is Scott Post is going to be here you're gonna get with him, and you're gonna tell him what these concerns are.
I've already told them, he's already planning on it.
All right, and we're going to address this whole thing about when things were at a point where they could be talked about, right? Because I will tell you this, that I do know how the rec committee works, and especially this part of the rec committee, and I know that they consider all aspects of it, and then when they've arrived at what the result has to be, because all other options are eliminated one way or another, then that's when they reach out to you. I'm sure of that. Now, I may be wrong, but I think I'm sure of it, but Scott Post will answer all of that. But we're going to consider it, and we're going to ask questions. I'm going to ask questions of Post too, because I'll tell you right now, one of the questions I have, maybe it's a very bad idea, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't like the idea, I will tell you, of putting kids in rows on that are using the trail.
They're already doing that though.
What's that?
I've done that for 5 years.
Well, that's one thing.
Every day, all day.
They're playing in the street. We have the youngest kids on the street.
Yeah, but there's a lot more people that are going to be using it now.
That's so great.
I know, but we got to get the trail.
Highway.
The township made a commitment a long time ago to do this trail thing, and this is what townships are doing around here. Is they're connecting everything with the trail, which is fine. But we're going to ask these questions. If there's a way to minimize the impact on your street, I want to know. if there is. And I'm gonna ask Scott Post, what are the options? I'm gonna ask him, you can tell him I'm gonna ask him, because I want an answer to that.
Build a bridge.
What?
Build a bridge.
Build a bridge.
Right over the,
Oh, that sounds great. So, build a bridge. No, I am gonna
This is kind of a
ask.
serious issue, Todd.
Because,
This is kind of a serious issue. Everyone that lives on Hickory
It's all right.
Drive
So
that
what-
would be here tonight is here tonight because
What-
they oppose the trail.
right. So what we have is almost universal support of the trail itself. We do.
Then put it on their streets.
Well, we have. And
Todd told me 14,000 residents wanted that trail. I looked it up, there's 14,400 and none.
yeah, I don't know how many, I've never taken a
So there's
poll.
only 400 against it, and it happens to be, everyone that lives on the street is against it, and that's where the trail's
We
going.
don't want to talk
Why
about
don't
the
you put
data
it-
and the statistics.
Well, I will tell you,
because I will tell you that there's no, there's no, in a 95% confidence interval, there were
It's what?
a 95% confidence interval.
I don't know what that is.
It's statistics. So
Well, I
there's
don't.
400 surveyors that responded to the survey. Of that, 95% were advocating for wanting to connect. It wasn't even about having the trail. It was connecting township to downtown Rockford. So that would be 300 and some people. That's 2.7% of the 400. You have, of the 7 neighbors, 1.7% of 400 against it. That's not even saying that those 395 people were for putting a trail on Hickory. They're just for connecting
Well, what I-
Township to downtown. So if there's 2.7% that just want to connect Cannon Township to downtown, there's 1.7% that are just saying no. There is no statistically significant difference to say that there is to say yes to that.
Here's the thing, I can tell you that a large number of people in Cannon Township, the majority, I will tell you, supports the idea of the trail. I get that. I mean, that's a
They
thing.
support connecting Cannon Township to downtown.
Yeah, and you do it with a trail. It's
The
going.
road is a trail.
What?
The road is essentially a trail.
Well, that's what we're talking about. What we're talking about, at least as far as I know, for the first time, we're talking about putting the trail in a road in Cannon Township. Have we done that before?
no.
Okay. So there's reasons we don't do that. But even the people here, I think a couple of you that said, we like the trail, we want to use it, we just don't want it on our road. People will get impacted. What we're going to try to do is mitigate that impact on the people that live on Hickory to the best we can. I don't know. I'm hoping that we can figure something out with Scott Post here. Maybe we can, maybe we can't, but I think the concept is to extend the trail. And we just gotta figure out the best way to do it. But one of the best ways to do it, or one of the most important ways to do it, when we figure this out, is safety. So that's what we're gonna do on the 10th, okay?
If safety is that big a concern, I seen my best friend when I was a child get killed on 10 Mile. 10 Mile and Myers Lake have probably 100 or 1,000 times the traffic Hickory Drive does.
Okay.
If safety was such a concern, Todd, why aren't we putting an off-street trail down Myers Lake and 10
Would
Mile?
love to.
But you're not.
We will eventually, someday. Might be 10, 20, 30 years, but eventually that's targeted to put one up there. We don't do a project. unless we
Isn't
pay
that
cash for it.
fair?
It takes a lot of money to do
Yeah,
that.
we pay cash for these things.
So you gotta save up and save up to work towards these projects.
You pay cash that comes from the taxpayers.
Well, yeah,
Your money comes from us.
from me too. I'm part of the township, I pay taxes too.
What he's referring to is we're not bonding.
We don't bond,
We don't
borrow.
we don't borrow money for projects.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what
It comes from the millage. Hey, listen, if the millage is voted down, that's the way it goes. But if the millage isn't voted down, we have a rec millage that is dedicated in the township to rec issues. We don't use general funds, right? We have a dedicated budget and account for the rec. And the biggest part of the rec really is the trail, right? All right, who's next? Anybody?
I just have one question. When the engineers looked at Hickory Drive,
So we can hear you up here, please. Sorry,
That's
go ahead. Name, please?
It's Karen
Oh, you live
Feinauer, one of
there.
the residents from
Okay.
Hickory.
All right.
When the engineers looked at Hickory, did they do any kind of traffic study or count the number of cars or how fast they go down our road? Because
I haven't
it is
seen it.
just 6 houses, so we don't have a lot of traffic on that road. And so I just wondered if that was part of like the planning, if anybody actually studied how many cars go down that road a day? Outside of residents.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably Hall did all of that, well, I asked Scott Post.
Scott Post, do I have this right? Scott Post is recommending this.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we'll find out why.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody will. I'm tempted to give you all the wrong date. I'm not going to do that. So, all right, no, we want to hear from everybody. As we listen to everybody, and you will know, we don't have time limits because we don't believe that free speech should. We have this in the board thing, the thing that 3-minute time, we don't do that. I don't know if you've ever seen other communities, they have a clock and when it's 3, you have to sit down and they'll stop you mid-sentence. We don't think that, well, we had to do that because there was a long time ago, a person that came in and she would filibuster. Remember?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, she was public comment, an hour and a half, and I said, this is going on a long time. She goes, well, there's no limit. And there wasn't, so now we have one, just in case. So what we say though is, if it's important enough for you to come talk to us, it's important enough for us to listen thoroughly to you. The only thing we say is, if you have 5 minutes of something to say, don't take 10 minutes to say it. That's it. So, all right, who's next? Anybody? Anything else? We also have public comment at the end, so if you think of something else, just, or during this, I don't see over here well, but if you have something, just get my attention, we'll call on you while we're talking here. So, all right, next up is, what? Oh, come on up, I didn't see you. I don't see you here.
Stuff, so.
I didn't see you, sorry, go ahead, what's your name?
My name's David Banner, 6205 Bowling Road.
Okay.
We've been having issues with the traffic there at the school, where the school lets out. You guys are putting in that,
Yes, speed sign.
the speed sign.
Yes.
We just had 2 again this month.
Accidents?
On the 9th and on the 22nd or 23rd.
We're gonna be talking about that here in a minute.
Will you, okay?
Yeah, that's on the, right?
Yeah.
That's on the agenda.
Next item on the agenda.
Yeah, you know what, that is actually, that's the very next thing, so your timing was perfect.
Yeah, and you guys brought up my family beforehand, because we've been at that place for 50 years now, just about. It was my grandma that dealt with it going down here when it got raised.
Yeah.
My mom was in that accident with a couple motorcycles, and it was a bad one there. I've been in one, lady entrapped right there at my house again. These 2 were both head on. The last one, I talked to the victim car. I know the other car had a child in it. Just seems like we could do something for the schools though.
No, we are, and you know, here's the thing though. The thing that bugs me is this is MDOT, right? MDOT, I don't want to say what I really want to say because we're trying to work with them on something else.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin that whole thing, but I wanted lights at Ramsdale, traffic light.
And I don't think we're looking for a light.
I would love to have a light down there because it would control the traffic.
Especially, yeah.
And the other thing is, they won't even let us patrol over there, will they? Will they?
No.
Yeah. So we're doing what we can, and we're gonna talk about that right now. Right, Jim?
Yep.
So if you think of anything while we're talking about this, make sure you, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, Jim, go ahead in this resolution.
Well, I'll do a little preface about when we rebuilt Belding Road 7, 8 years ago, when they tore everything up, and the developer had contracted with the county to hire a county sheriff to be there to issue tickets. In a little over 2 weeks, he'd issued 53 tickets. The state voided all of them.
Oh, really?
Because they said the county didn't have any jurisdiction. So the state is terribly difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm presenting here today is a resolution to go to the MDOT to allow us to put up a speed sign right there by the schools. Schools allowed us to hook into their electricity, so it doesn't have to be solar, so it's not gonna die in the middle of winter. We're gonna have an electric sign there, it's 18 inches, so it's one that's quite visible. But they're running us through a lot of hoops. Now, this is the third iteration of the resolution that we have to pass tonight because the language was never acceptable. So I told the state, tell me what language to put it in, and that's what I'll have, and that's what we'll pass. So that's what's before the board tonight, is a resolution number 2507B to allow us to put a speed sign in there. Now, what this requires is we have to do a traffic study on that road. We're allowed to put the speed sign in. We have to meet their specifications with a breakaway pole and all the other things, so if somebody hits it, they're not gonna kill themselves on the pole. Although they might if they hit it hard enough. Then after a year, we have to do another speed study to see if the sign had a deterring effect and lowered speeds. And then 2 years later, we have to do another speed study. So if the speed doesn't stay down, then we are forced to take the sign back down. So we got basically 2 years to prove it. So we've asked for a light. We wanted a light that would work from like 7:30 in the morning till 9 and 3 to 4:30 or 5.
And that's what it needs to happen.
Flat to 9 because there hasn't been anybody killed there. What they call warrants, reasons, if it's a traffic monitoring device or traffic control device that would eliminate any of the accidents there. Most of them, I know so far, have been distracted driving, people not paying attention, again, distracted. And I don't care what you put there, people are gonna run a red light, so the state says, well, that's not gonna help anything. So we do what we can, but because it's a state highway, the one that we put up one in the village of Canonsburg, right in front of the museum, and cars coming into the traffic, it lowered the traffic 15 miles an hour. Of people coming into Canonsburg.
Are you gonna have lights on this one on Belmont Road like the other one?
Yeah, perfect. It'd be all the new house.
Is this Lakes? Is that the school you're talking about? Which
No,
school?
Robert Christian School.
Right on Belmont Road.
Lakes is another problem we're working on, because in the morning, traffic backs up so that it's down Belding Road, it's down Young. It's another issue in itself that I'm working with the county on, because maybe there's something we can do on Young Road to help the situation, but we have nothing out here other than state highway. So I would like to make a motion, we approve resolution R 2025-07B.
I'll second.
Okay?
Well, you said you'd like to.
I will.
And I second. All right, any further discussion on that?
Yeah, Jim, what really changed between this week and this meeting and the previous meeting minutes?
Just some language, let me go to the resolution. Maybe it's, I thought it was in here, it's what, in here?
It's in page 7.
Page 7? Oh, I skipped over. Okay, the now therefore let it be resolved that Cannon Township Board is requesting the Michigan Department of Transportation, MDOT, to conduct a speed study on M44 Belding Road. It is understood that MDOT in cooperation with Michigan State Police will use engineering data gathered in the speed study to decide which could raise or lower or maintain the current speed. It's further understood that Cannon Township will abide by the decision made by MDOT and Michigan State Police as a result of the speed study. So it's basically, that's what I said before, but I didn't say it in their words.
Right.
So now we're saying it.
Now we're exactly what they want.
Yep.
All right, so, all right. Does that answer your questions?
Yeah, I mean, I knew you guys have been talking about it. I'm one that's been watching online, for the last couple months, and I just wanted to come up and
I'm glad you did.
reiterate it as well,
thank you.
knowing that you guys are on that topic.
Yeah, all right, good, so we're on that, okay?
We have a vote there.
Oh, we didn't vote, did we? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same, okay.
Hey Steve,
What?
can we move K2 up so the guys from Chief Morris, so that they want to get out of here?
Oh, you guys are all here, aren't you? Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, we can. K2?
K2.
All right, why don't you do your thing with the burn camp check?
Okay, Matt, do you want to come up to the mic? That's all I have to do.
That's it.
Good evening, Matt Ellis, President of Canyon Township Firefighters Association. I'd like to invite Andy and Stacy on up here.
Sorry, I didn't know you all, I'm sorry. I didn't even make you wait very long.
This year, we had our thank you breakfast. Thank you everyone who was able to come out for it. We had a great turnout this year, so we had a lot of great support, a lot of good fundraising efforts. So we have chosen Riding for Ryan. This is our third year with Riding for Ryan to give them a check. So we appreciate everything that they do. For those that you don't know, they give out bike flags for any youth that's looking for them. So if you guys need anything, we do have someone at the fire department that do. So thank you for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
And then the second, Don Bigger from Great Lakes Burn Camp. We've been a partner with Burn Camp now for about 10 years.
I know we've seen you once or twice.
Yeah.
I got new teeth. That's why I didn't recognize you.
So, again, thank you for everything you do. We appreciate it, so thank you.
It's great that they do this. It's really cool. Thank
Good.
you.
Well, thank you for everything you do for those people.
It's the kids have a good time. We started a winter camp. I think I mentioned it last year, but our winter camp now does our summer camp because they get out of school a couple days ago.
Sounds like we need more breakfast. Isn't it? All right.
And it's all made by donations, so.
Perfect. Well, and we're gonna do it, we'll keep doing it.
Good, thank you.
You bet. All right, so Balk Family Park, I'll start this, but Jim, Alice, Todd Olson, and Jim Morris are on our facilities committee, and they work with the architect and the builder, Visser, the general contractor, over on, was that the north side? Is that the other side of the room? There's a rendering of the building. It's going to be called, because Cannon Township is paying for the building, the Cannon Township Community Center. The name on that is wrong, but it's going to have parking. It's going to hold elections. So I'm going to just turn it over to whichever one of you guys is running that facilities committee and talk about what all the things it's going to do.
The building itself?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about election first, Jim? Because I know that was something very important. You know, we engineered the building to host elections.
Currently, during our elections, especially the busy ones, we're spread out over 3 campuses. The Ada Bible Church, Bella Vista campus, Crossroads Church on 10 Mile and Myers Lake, and the Cannon Township facility. What this will do is allow us to run all precincts in that one building. So we'll have one location for everybody to come to that will have the capacity to pull people through at a faster rate than the current 3 different locations. So say it's about $20,000 per election because we can consolidate our precincts and limit the number of election workers.
I feel like I'm at a wrestling match.
Only I'm not debating soon.
This will be a great asset for our elections.
Where's it going to be located?
Pardon?
Where's it
Balk
going to be?
Family right over there.
Okay.
The Silver Lake Country Club.
Oh, Silver Lake Country Club. So what happened on that, just to give a little history, was the Balk family, Jim and Shirley Balk, were very generous, and they gave the county $1.3 million to buy it from a developer, the old Silver Lake Country Club. The developer he bought it from the Roseleys, and then he was going to develop it with massive houses, I mean, density, tons of houses. So the balks were, we were fighting that because we didn't want all that density, and the balk stepped up and donated to the county, whatever it was. And anyway, the county got the property, and then they were going to make the Balk Family Park a county park, which they still are. But that was 4 years ago, and they hadn't done anything on it really since, except a fundraiser. So we went to the county and said, well, why don't we just do it with township money, because we have the money to do it. And so we're working out the details of that. But what it's going to be is we're going to develop the park. They're going to maintain it. We will own and maintain the building so that it will be used for Cannon Township residents. And we're going to do that. It's going to be structured as a condominium where we own the building, they own the park. We maintain the building and they maintain the park. And so we're going to, like Jim said, we're going to hold elections there. We're going to have, as we get into this more in the coming weeks, renderings of the inside of the building. There's going to be a fireplace. It's going to be a big community room. There's going to be, what do you call those kitchens? It's like a heating kitchen. It's not a full kitchen. A what?
Catering kitchen.
Catering kitchen for events for people in Cannon Township. And so what else is that building going to do?
Well, we used to rent this facility out to families for showers and weddings and graduations. And I'm sorry to say that the people didn't take care of this building very well. And we were continually fighting stains in the carpet, kids playing bumper cars with our chairs and breaking things, throwing snowballs into the big chandelier in the lobby. And what they didn't realize, and why we put the signs up, is we have video cameras. And we taped all this stuff so we can say, hey, you know, you can't do this stuff. So we finally quit renting this facility. And that put a big kind of a void in the community. So this will be able to rent to that. It's going to have polished concrete floors, which is like, almost like a spool dagger, but it's going to be smooth. So it'll be easy to clean up. No carpet stains. Cakes, we're going to have chairs without upholstery. One day we came back from one of them and there was about 20 chairs with cake just ground right into the seats. So, yeah.
So with this very expensive building, we are sure people will behave better.
We hope so. At least we can clean up the mess.
No, but we need a community center here, and that's going to be it. So that's what that is. After the meeting, there's the floor plan over there if you want to look at it. Okay, so trail etiquette, Todd.
Okay, so this is something that's been talked about for a while. As a Park and Rec Committee, we've been talking about how we need to educate and promote good etiquette on the trails, and we've talked about how to do it and what we should do. So this is a continuation of that discussion. I worked with a graphic designer that designed the one here. You're building this one right here. She designed all of them, but this one is the one I'm actually seeking approval tonight. It's been run by our Park and Rec Committee. They're in favor of it. This one right here. This is three.
Oh yeah, I see it.
What we did is there's a whole bunch of things you could put on that sign, but we wanted to limit it to 3. That way people pay attention to them any more than that. In a few seconds, they're not going to read it. So we want to make it quick at a glance. They can see the rules. The plan is to post them on stop signs before they cross roads. That way, as they come up to the signs, they'll slow down, they'll see the sign there, and hopefully we can start to influence some better behavior on the trail. So what I would like to do tonight is get board approval to move forward with this campaign and have some signs made.
This is all you want approval for this sign?
Just that one sign.
How many of them are
The other signs here, this isn't phase 1, but phase 2 at some point on the pet one. I may have some of those made to put on the pet stations.
Are people having issues not taking care of their pets?
We are having some issues with people leaving their dogs waste on the trail. Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
We actually had one where somebody took their home garbage and put it in the dog
Are you kidding?
receptacle, but they forgot, they had an envelope with their address and name on it.
Good. Did you
So
give
I
it one?
looked them up and I called them and they were very embarrassed they got caught.
Good.
I don't hesitate to call people.
No, you don't. No, you don't. All right, so what do you
I'd
want?
like to make a motion that we approve the sign with the 3 etiquettes on it for the trail.
It's been moved, has it been supported? It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, that's done.
Those are also in the communicator, this next issue that's coming up too.
Good.
The back cover that signs on.
Good. Chief, you want to hire somebody?
Yes, we had put in an application here about a month ago from a Katie Carpenter. She moved into our area last month. She was, prior to moving here, a paid-on-call firefighter for Wayland Fire Department. So she does have her training. And another bonus is that she is close to our Station 1 in Canonsburg, which we are short of paid-on-call personnel. So at this time, I'm asking the board to approve our recommendation to hire Katie Carpenter as a paid-on-call probationary firefighter.
Somebody want to say so moved?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good. You want to get her into, she's not here.
Okay.
So get her into
I got
square. All right, well, that was easy. Camp Roger, this is an easy one. They need a charitable gaming license. It's not going to be a casino or anything like that. It's just that they want to do fundraising raffles to benefit the kids that are going to be there, and they can't do that with donated things unless they have this application or this resolution from us to apply for a gaming license. It's a formality for them to help take care of the kids and raise money through raffles and so on. So since that came to me, I'll make a motion that we approve the charitable gaming license for Camp Roger.
Support.
All right, it's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And Jim, I told them they can come tomorrow to get that resolution, so can you execute the rest of that?
Okay.
All right, we have correspondence from Mike Zebel-Kink, and then any comments from board members?
Just to be a dead horse, November 10th, make sure you show up to
Yes.
talk about the Keys expansion of the trail.
Can you put that on Facebook too?
It's already there.
Is it? All right.
It's on our webpage, it's on our social media, and it's posted out in front in the office.
Yep.
There you go.
In the bulletin.
Because we want to hear from people, for sure. All right, anything else? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
January 23rd, 2026, Rockford's Got Talent is putting on a performance at the Rockford High School.
Okay.
Did I have something?
Planning Commission asked for a couple changes for the Bella Woods. I actually missed the meeting because I wasn't feeling too well, but I believe they'll come back to us. They'll come back to us with these changes and it should progress, no problem.
Okay, good.
They just wanted everything.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Speaking of that, so it came up tonight in the Park and Rec meeting that it might be good to have somebody from the Planning Commission on the Park and Rec committee.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, can you, maybe somebody you can think of that would?
I can definitely ask the Planning
Okay, ask
Commission.
around. I think that it would really create some continuity between the two to have one on
Absolutely.
the, yeah. So when you get a chance, show the changes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
So when you said that, it sounded like you want somebody from the planning commission that's not her.
Well, it could be her.
Do you want to hear
I think we have to be trustees.
Because the way you said it was, hey, you know anybody on the planning commission?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought he was asking in public, so I couldn't say no. So it's like, I've got rosy colored glasses, how I see the world though. So,
I would love to have, could we not, because I'm wondering what the rules are, because already Dave Spencer signed all. Myself.
Oh, you have 3 board members?
We do.
Yeah, you 4
So you can't. So it has to be somebody.
Okay, you're right.
exactly.
I'd like to get rid of one of them.
No, that's fine. I'll see who's interested.
All right, find that out.
I have another thing to say
What? Oh, you have more?
well, the Cannon Township Fire Department posted online this, and they're always so humble, so I just wanted to share this. They were invited to the KCEMS Annual Award Ceremony, and several members were presented and recognized for their outstanding services on 3 separate calls. So give it up for our fire department EST.
Yeah, we plan on that as our next communicator article.
Perfect.
Well, way to steal their thunder.
You guys have to tell the story at least 3 times for anyone to listen.
People heard it, so it's got up to
We're not streaming.
14,000 more.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be recognized for figuring out our AV stuff. All right, anybody else have anything? Okay, so, public comment, last public comment, extended public comment. Anything else to add? Go for it, go ahead. It's fine.
Here, so I'm gonna say.
Why not? You're fine.
I mentioned last time I was here, we corresponded over email about the county suggesting the Luton Barn being used for events in the future potentially.
Yes, and I called and they said, no, they're not.
Good.
No, it is, because I got back with you, maybe not, I didn't. No, I called Dan DeLoof, I told somebody about this, didn't I?
You actually replied to the email, did you not get that email, Jim?
I did get it,
I was
it said in
CC'd.
the foreseeable future.
Well, yeah, that's as far as they go out. The answer to that is, he can't go, the foreseeable future is like 10 years, 20 years.
My next question, are they nearsighted or?
No, unlike me, they have 2 eyes. So, yeah, no, it's not even anywhere on their radar.
Well, since I'm here, I'll just express my concern with it, because it was built as a barn, a storage facility, 18 something, it was the old stagecoach for the area. It's a change of use by construction, it's the county, so they can kind of do their own thing.
I know that property, but they're not.
It doesn't meet the setbacks, it's a change in use of property, it's right.
They would have to come to us with that.
Well, I would hope.
Yeah, but they're not, it's not even anywhere on their radar.
Okay.
In fact, I felt bad about asking him because I was afraid I put it on his radar.
If they do,
But I didn't.
it would be nice if the homeowners that are adjacent to it, be notified, just because it'll be a significant impact, and they have.
That will come to our planning commission, so everybody within 300 people know about it, right?
Don't think in that range.
That's the law. When they do, if they do bring something to the planning commission, everybody within 300 feet gets a notification. We generally stick to that, because if we go beyond it, we go to 400, we go to 600, we go to 1,000. And if you go to 1,000, what about the guy at 1,100 feet?
Yeah, the law is
We stick to the law, and the neighbors tend to tell each other, so.
Right.
So the answer is they're not doing anything with it, like probably ever.
They have a history, when they put the park in, they didn't have restrooms, they didn't have changing rooms, they didn't have parking, and the community took all that. Right?
Yeah, they're not.
So I would just caution.
They're tighter to park on a tree.
Well, they won't even do anything over here, and so their focus is not anywhere near Luton.
Millennium and all the other
stuff.
I have emails going back over a decade with them about the mismanagement of some of the things they're doing. And I'm not opposed to the park, it's really about the oversight of what they do out there at times.
Right.
So.
All right, but that's the answer, yeah. So, who's next? Anybody? Nobody at all? All right, we're adjourned.